It's a great pleasure in order for me to introduce our guest of honor that is addressing the Day 6 theme, Developing the Mountain Economies, Livelihoods, and Micro Enterprises. And this is guest of honor. He is a Director General of International Center for the Integrated Mountains Development and based on the Intergovernmental Institution in Kathmandu in Nepal. And we are looking forward to hearing the insights from you, Dr. Pema.
Sorry, your mic is mute. Please unmute.
Yes, you're muted.
Get around to it. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Yes, good evening from Kathmandu. So I would like to greet the honorable chief guest, the guest of honors, distinguished speakers and participants. And I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me to be a guest of honor also to inaugurate the Day 6 theme, Mountain Economy, Livelihoods and Micro Enterprises. So given that the mountains across the world and communities living within the hills and valleys of the high mountain regions are undergoing unprecedented demographic and ecological changes due to climate change, globalization, and socio-economic development, I feel that it's very important that we build the capacity of our young researchers, practitioners, university and college lecturers and teachers, scholars and policymakers through a global capacity program, capacity building program such as this through the summer school that was developed by the Grassroots institution and other partners. Before I go any further, let me briefly introduce our institution, the International Center for Integrated Mountain Development, ICIMOD, and our work. We are an intergovernmental organization, as already mentioned by our moderator, working in the 8 countries of the Hindu Kush Himalayan region. That includes Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar, Nepal, and Pakistan. Our mission is to support our member countries to move towards a greener, more inclusive, and climate resilient Hindu Kush Himalaya. As a regional knowledge center, we are tasked with generating knowledge and evidence, facilitating the exchange of good practices across countries, and supporting policy processes on a vast range of topics, including environmental and climate risk and green mountain economies. Ladies and gentlemen, as you have already heard, mountains occupy nearly 25% of the Earth's surface. They not only provide homes and livelihoods for close to 1 billion people living directly, but also supports the economy and livelihoods of millions living in surrounding foothills and lowlands. Mountains are, however, undergoing rapid demographic and geo and biophysical changes due to changing climate, globalization, and development programs. In many mountain areas, settlements are emptying out as people, especially young men, are migrating out in search of jobs due to decreasing resources and increasing exposure to disasters like avalanches and flash floods. In the high mountains, traditional economic and livelihood sources like livestock rearing are decreasing as they are no longer economically viable or attractive to younger generations. In my country, Bhutan, which is fully mountainous, yak and sheep rearing, for example, are on the verge of disappearing. The arrival of vehicular roads, while bringing in many economic benefits, have also resulted in causing huge landslides, thereby permanently scarring the natural landscapes, while also leading to increased exposure to outside influence and eroding culture and traditions. Due to climate change, the tree line is moving up and slow line is retreating, resulting in changing habitats and resources. Alpine herbs are giving way to invasive species from warmer areas which are not economically beneficial to the residents. In the mid-altitude areas, smallholder farmers are increasingly giving up farming due to floods and drought, shortage of farm hands, drying water sources for irrigation, and lack of markets for their produces. Despite these challenges, the mountain ranges have high potential for socio-economic development through the diversification of its economic and livelihood sources. In many mountain areas, there are increased economic activities and improvement in living standards and income from mountaineering and tourism, for example. However, serious concerns are emerging with regards to the sustainability of these economic activities. Likewise, in recent years, high-altitude residents in the Himalaya have cashed in on cordyceps, a caterpillar fungus often called the Himalayan gold, which fetch them very high incomes, and many have given up traditional activities like yak rearing and agriculture. This may not be sustained for too long, and the resource is already under serious threat of extinction. In other areas across the Himalaya and Tibetan Plateau, Kashmiri goats have replaced yak, sheep, and horses because of higher economic benefits, but this has also led to significant degradation of high altitude grasslands due to their indiscriminate grazing habits. Given such a scenario, economic development of mountain areas needs to take into consideration a combination of economic and livelihood support activities and not rely on one single source of income or employment, and ensure that they are not only economically viable but also ecologically sustainable. Tourism in various forms, from mountaineering to rafting, trekking and cycling, recreational and spiritual, agro and ecological, is the golden goose at the moment. It will no doubt serve as a mainstay of the modern mountain economy, as already seen in the Alps and the Andes. However, the COVID-19 pandemic has clearly shown the pitfalls of relying solely on tourism. The way forward, I believe, would lie in combining and integrating tourism with livestock, agriculture, horticulture, beekeeping, mushroom cultivation, etc., and micro-enterprises in urban products, depending on the altitude and the local agroclimatic conditions. Careful selection of economic enterprises based on the comparative advantages like pristine production environment, niche markets must be carried out together with assessment of potential for achieving economy of scale and benefits for marginalized and vulnerable groups, particularly minorities, women and youth, and the likely impacts on the environment. We have now access to a range of options developed through modern scientific and technological innovations, but these options need to be fine-tuned to suit local norms and conditions by integrating indigenous knowledge and beliefs. We are also aware of the fact that many countries do not have mountain-specific development policies and plans, and that a concerted effort to link science with policy and practices relevant to mountains must be made. To summarize, I would like to recap that to sustain mountain economies and livelihoods, we must assess the comparative advantages of options, opportunities for scaling up and marketing, and environmental footprints. I am pleased to share with you that ICIMOD has recently embarked on its fifth medium-term action plan 2023 to 2026, wherein we have a dedicated program on mountain economy and ecosystems and look forward to cooperating with partners from other mountain regions. I'm sure that the series of lectures that will be conducted in the technical sessions under this theme will adequately cover all these aspects. I would like to thank the Grassroots Institute Canada for inviting me to this important event. We will continue to collaborate with the Grassroots Institute to support the summer field school on mountain ecosystems and resources management in building the capacity of our youth. In this regard, I am happy to learn that one of our colleagues will be conducting sessions on microfinance and mountain enterprises later this week. Finally, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to all the distinguished experts and faculty members and wish the best of luck to all the participants presenting their research and field experiences in various sessions. Thank you and wish you all a successful Mountain Summer School program. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the welcoming words, and I'm sure that the contribution of your organization is very valuable and will bring the new insights to the participants of the Summerfield School. Thank you so much.